Hello everyone, Cliff here in the shed. It's another time for the old Wednesday waffle, and I'm afraid this one is just a lot of waffle because well, between last Wednesday and this Wednesday we did have Easter, which took away 4 days of the week. Not that the weather was much good and didn't get much done in the garden or that, but anyway, so top and bottom of it is I ain't got a lot done in this week. What I did get around to doing was finally installing me last of me new lights, which is up there. I moved this light, as you can see by the black stain where the ceiling is not painted, and the reason I moved it was just to line these two up so that I could get the trunking in between them, because I have finally also got round to putting all the cabling into the trunking. So it's all trunking now. All the cables are put into trunking, all there, up there, down into the fuse box and right down to the switches. So that's the job I've been meaning to get around to do, and finally got round to doing it. Which I know will please some people out there, because there were people who thought I was a monster for just having the cables clipped to the walls and ceiling, but it was only ever temporary. I probably didn't make that very clear when I was doing it. But anyway, all that's in now and the workshop is quite bright, so that's quite good. So some of you may have noticed that the M-coat has moved and it is now over here near the bench, and the reason for that is that's the next thing I'm going to be getting on with. I mean, with that in mind, I revisited Dean at Retro Mechanica. Last year he did probably the best video on the internet about the Norton gearbox. Now I don't know if I'm going to have to strip the gearbox down and do the bearings and do everything that he did on his one, but I have got to strip this lathe down completely and we'll have a look at it and see where I am with it, because at the moment it's like this and I don't know where I am with it. It took me quite a while to actually install all the DRO and the slides for that. And now I've got to uninstall them all, which is a bit of a pain, but I've got to get them to bits and clean them all properly. And you have to take the sliders out and clean them with a bit of alcohol, contact cleaner, cotton buds, whatever. Basically I've got to do the same to this, albeit there's only 2 on here, but I've got to do the same as what I did on the milling machine. And I'm in 2 minds of, well, not really in 2 minds because I don't know yet what I've got to do or what it's going to involve. But when I do get it stripped down, I am going to have to make a decision on how far I go with it. I mean, I can get it up and running, or I can go the whole hog and maybe even repaint it, some of it where it needs repainting. And well, I don't really know what I'm going to do, because I've always thought this side of the plinth here was a bit of a waste of space, and I've often thought about cutting the front of this out and making a cupboard of that in there. And now I've got that plasma cutter, it would be quite easy just to whip a front bit out of this front. And anyway, I'm going to have to make decisions on that this week when I start stripping it down and see how I get on with it. But that's really about it for this one. Obviously I released a video yesterday where I spent some of the week making me Ooze It tool for getting Gold Club handle grips off. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may not. But I did spend some time doing that. I've also been spending some time getting the shit from outside the workshop down into the skip, which I've now got. And over in that corner where the other side of the shed on the outside's just got a cover over it, where my dust extractor and that was full of a lot of old shit as well. So I've managed to clear all that out, which is now outside the shed, so now I've got to move all that down to the skip. But that's really about it for this one. I'm going to be getting on with this week. I'm sure some of you have wondered why I haven't got on with the lathes sooner than this, but in all honesty I do know myself quite well, and if I'd got the lathe, the mill and the bandsaw and a couple of bits up and running, I may well have never ever got round to sorting the shed out as properly as I have. So I knew I had to get the shitty bit done before I started on the fun bit, otherwise I wouldn't go any further. And the basic fabric now of the shed has been all done. There's a little bit more painting to do. I've got to touch in where the lights were, and I do want to gloss the doors. But on the whole, the shed is now done. There's still lots of stuff in boxes that I haven't cleaned, that I haven't gone through, which I will go through as I do them. Like pretty much everything for this lathe still needs completely sorting out, and there is some other stuff about that needs proper sorting out, but I'll get there. Just takes a lot of time. But I really think that's about it. I could waffle on a bit, but I don't think you really want too much waffle on a Wednesday, do you? But like I say, if you pop over to Dean at Retro Mechanica and find his, I'll try and put a link or something up, or put at least the name of his channel up. It's called Retro Mechanica, but I'll try and put that up somewhere in here if I can when I'm doing the editing. I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but like I say, the video he did on when he stripped his Norton gearbox down on his, because he has got a V10, but all Norton gearboxes are the same, so, but it's a really good video on the Norton gearbox if you're that way inclined and would like to see it. And if you pop over to his channel and give him a thumbs up and subscribe, that'll help him out. And likewise for me, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, it helps me out. And well, I'm going to get on with the MCO, and I'll see you next week when I might have a bit more to show you. Bye for now, thanks for watching.